I'm Annica, and I'm the warranty specialist at EXPED, and here is my short impromptu selfie repair video. So if I'm sending this to you, it's just because I want to give you tips and tricks, and I want to help you out in case you have a future repair situation. So here is a repair I'm doing in the shop. This is a customer mat that came in. They did try to repair this large cut, so it's probably about 5 inches or so. And yeah, so I'm gonna walk you through the steps so you can see for yourself that it is something repairable, and if you have the right tools, you might be able to handle it yourself. If not, I'm more than happy to help anytime. So yeah, let's get started. So the first thing is when there's a larger tear like this, you definitely want something as a backing to keep the glue from going through the mat. So with that, we use tenacious tape. So Gear Aid makes this repair tape. The clear stuff, there's different versions of tenacious tape, and this clear stuff here is forgiving if you need to readjust it and reposition the tape underneath the tear, and that's why we use it. And so I'm just going to cut a piece to size, and it doesn't take very much. So I just like to use the little lines on the back side and just cut one little strip. All right. Another option in the field that you could do is you could use medical tape. If you're at home, like Scotch tape, something that's forgiving, lightweight is the key to this. So now I have my little strip, and I'm going to go ahead and peel it. Alright, so now I have my strip, and so how you do it is kind of up to you. I like to make sure I do one side first, get it mostly in place, and I'll show you here in a second. Again, you can reposition, and if you get some of the insulation stuck to it, not a big deal, but the key is to keep the glue from going through and connecting to the underside of the mat. Okay, so first step, I have it secured to one side of it, and then I'm going to gently push it underneath. And if possible, it's nice to line up the pattern to make sure that you're not pulling it one way or another. And this is just, again, to hold the fabric in place so when you apply glue, everything stays where you want it to. Okay. Step 1. It is now looking like one solid piece, so that's good. All right. So in the field, we include glue that is intended for quick repairs. The dry time is about 15 minutes or so for each layer, with the idea that you're doing about 3 layers per gluing session. And you want to make sure the glue is tacky so that you're adhering the glue into each other instead of just layering it on top of each other. So that's our field repair glue. But here in the shop, we have more time on our side, and so with that in mind, we use seam grip as our primary glue, but on a situation like this, we need it to stay together. Then the seam grip takes 5 hours to dry, 8 hours to cure, so it's definitely not a field repair type glue, but if you have time at home, this is great. And so in order to keep all this in place, we start off with the Aqua Seal glue. And this is wonderful for just a quick repair, but it is a little bit more brittle than the seam grip is, and so this is more brittle, but it's really quick drying, whereas this is more flexible and forgiving and has more stretch to it, And so this is more for a long-term hold. So both together is going to make this a successful repair. So utilizing the UV glue, I'm just going to go ahead and take this lid, and I usually just do small increments at a time. No need to get ahead of myself. So all right. So here I've done just a little distance here, and then we have this cool light here in the shop. So I'm going to hold it here for about 30 seconds, and yeah, and then it'll cure, which is great. Fastest glue time ever. You can get portable UV lights. So there's like little keychain lights. That's one option. There's also flashlights that you can get. So if that interests you, then just shop around for a light that would work. The sunshine is of course UV light also, but if you are trying to do a repair in the middle of the night, you're probably going to have a harder time unless you're in Alaska in the summer. So this is a great solution. All right, so that's about 30 seconds there. And so then I'm just going to keep going down the line. All right, so give it about another 30 seconds, which this is probably the most boring part of the repair, is just waiting, but I promise it's worth it. All right, good enough for right now. And then just the last little part. All right. Yeah. I don't know what to say, but here you go. You can watch me. This is as exciting as it is to watch glue dry. All right. That's probably about good there. All right. So, for all intents and purposes, this is now been glued together. It is repaired. So you can see here, it is not coming apart with any kind of easy tug of force. So that is fantastic. So this, if you were in an absolute dire situation, I would say just put another layer of this on. If you just wanted to go to bed right away, and overnight, this would hold totally fine. So it's a great quick repair option. But for the longer term hold, especially on a big tear like this, that's where we jump over to using seam grip. And so we have gotten these little cute little silicone applicators, and that way we can peel off the seam grip after we've used it, and reuse the tip over and over again, because it does come with a couple of applicators of its own, but they're not quite as friendly for reusing. So just squeezing out some of the seam grip onto the applicator, and then here we are just going to go over the UV glue. And you want to make sure it's covered, so kind of going in a circular motion over the UV glue is going to be a good thing. And it doesn't take a lot, but it does take a little bit of work. So here I'm going to bring it in for a close-up. So here you can see this here is still just the UV glue, not a whole lot of anything there. And then here is the seam grip. So this is going to be what holds it all together long term. So I'm just going to go ahead, stick that there. Bring this in for a close-up while I finish it. You want to bring it so it's overlapping. And then just to make sure it's even all the way across, I'm just going the whole way down now that I have it all applied. There's a little bit more there. So you don't want it on too heavy, but you also don't want it so it's really light. So you kind of want to find that in-between balance so you can see it's coated. And then that's it. So there it is. So now this will just sit untouched for the next 8 hours. And once that is done, then I will throw it into the dunk tank and check it for other issues. Make sure that this is holding. Yeah, so that is a quick repair job. So hopefully you find that helpful. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Always happy to help. Have a great day.